Hey there, this is a review for the Jinhao 80. This is an inexpensive pen from Jinhao, and it is certainly liquor if you ask me, and this lovely ivory white with gold trims. I'm a very big fan of the design. Now, it might be worth mentioning that this pen bears a close resemblance to the Lamy 2000, but that is a pen that I don't own. Neither have I seen one in my life, so to me, this is just any old regular pen, and I'm going to be reviewing it as such. So let's first talk about the construction of this pen. It's plastic with metal pieces wherever they make sense. It's using the Lamy style Z50 nib, and this one happens to be a fine nib. It is metal on metal threading on the body, and it is using the standard Jinhao cartridge. So, the pen is very, very light, and I have very big hands, so I will require to post it. I love posting all my pens. If a pen does not post, it is a deal breaker for me. And on the hand, it is pretty comfortable. Now, as I said before, I personally think it is a little too light for me. For context, I'm someone who enjoys writing with the Jinhao 159 posted, so yeah, it might be my habit of using that pen that makes me feel that it's a little too light, but I can say that this is very well balanced, and when capped, fits my large hands very, very well. So, I'm not a very big fan of the Lamy Z50 nib style aesthetically. I think it looks very puny, and I don't know, I just like my nibs bigger. But you can have the opinion that it's not all about the size, and who knows, you might even be correct. Anyway, let's write with it. This is the Jinhao 8A Fine, and the ink is Krishna Moonview. This is a very wet and hyperpigmented ink, so it's no wonder that the feed keeps up and there are no skipping. No skipping, what did I even say? Anyway, the fan pen is fairly dry though, because, well, I don't know why, it just is. Mine is, anyway. The line width is fairly standard. For a Jinhao Fine, it matches all my other Jinhao Fines, and the nib is very smooth with no resistance, and that is how I like all my pens. If a nib has a lot of resistance, that usually means I'm not going to be using that pen very often. But not the case with this pen though. It writes very smoothly, it matches my other Jinhao nibs, and that's all I can tell you about it. This pen went for $7 here, and that is a bit more expensive than you can find them for on AliExpress and whatever you may have. But AliExpress is banned here in India, so I had to get it from a local reseller, and that's the price these are going for here. I also got those pens that you see there from the reseller just because I was very curious. These are inexpensive $2 pens. I'm not sure who makes these, but yeah, I also got them just to try them out. This one I got to accompany me to college so I can take my notes with them. I usually take the Jinhao X450 and a palette Metropolitan with me to college, and I'll be adding this one to my list. This pen is very decently priced, and for this price, I don't think there is a better pen. Now, there are pens that match the value of it, mostly by Jinhao, the X750, the X450, and the X159. 9, and all of these are incredible, incredible value. And Jinhao has been known for the longest time to be the brand to go for if you're just getting into the hobby, just because the pens are so inexpensive and they're fairly reliable, all things considered. You might get a bad nib out of the box. I have not had a Jinhao nib be bad out of the box, and I've got a few. So, I don't know. I can't really comment on that just because, well, I've not experienced it, and I can't review a pen that I have not, well, used. And the ones I have used, I have all been very good. Not excellent, but very good nonetheless. So for $7, I don't think there is something that can best it. If you know of any such pen, let me know, and I'll be curious to take a look, I'm sure. So now that I've covered all of that, it's time for the rating, and this is my first fountain pen review video, so let's talk about how I am going to rate this. And I just noticed that a little failure there. For context, this is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper. That's mostly due to my handles though. I have issues with that, so I usually use a blotting paper under my hand while I'm writing, but I chose not to do it for this review video. Anyway, let's talk about my rating system. I'm going to be rating pens on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 means that it's just a pen that exists, right? There are no redeeming qualities to it other than that it's just a pen. And 5 means that there are no faults, and really it's one of the best pens that I can find. Obviously there cannot be a single best fountain pen, at least objectively, so yeah. And let me be very upfront with this. This is a subjective rating. I don't believe you can objectively rate a hobby item such as fountain pens, no matter how much you try doing that. So, yeah. And I'm also going to give a secondary rating in terms of a plus, nothing that I'm going to be indicating with a 0, and minus. This entire thing just indicates how the pen in question compares to others in its price bracket, so this would be competing with others $5 to $10 pens. The plus would indicate that it's better than any competitors in the market for the price. The minus would indicate that it's worse in whatever way than the competitors in the price bracket. I'd usually clarify in what ways I think the others are better, and the 0, usually I'd just not give a secondary rating, but this would indicate that it's pretty average, hovering. And let's just give this a rating. I think that the Jinhao 80 is a 5. No secondary rating, or I guess you could call it a 0 or prime. Anyway, it means that it is fairly average for the price range. So what I really mean is that there are no obvious faults with this pen. I like the design, I like the hand feel, and it's pretty well made. And it compares fairly decently with Jinhao's other offerings in this budget lineup, with the X59, with the X450, this one. All are lovely pens, and you can't go wrong with any one of them. Now let's talk about this pen design a little more. As I said, I really like this ivory white with gold trims. Jinhao does offer a few others. There's a black with gold trims, there's a black with white trims, and there's a fully stealth black with a black nib, and I think there's green and red as well. I picked this one because I usually dress pretty formal and I use a lot of black in my clothing, so I like my pants to be the statement pieces in my attire. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with this purchase. I think this looks great. I know Jinhao has some other ivory finishes in their lineup, and this is my first ivory one, and After using this, I am very curious about how the other finishes look in some of the other pens. So, yeah. I will be getting more of the Jinhao 80s, probably after they make more colors. I'm hoping they will, because they've done that with their other pens. And I assume this is going to be fairly popular, so it would be in their best interest to come out with different designs. It would be very interesting to see complex, let's call it, resin finishes like they have in this Jinhao 100 Centennial. I don't really expect that because this is a little high price class. You can get them for about $12-15. But if they do add those designs to this body, I would be all over their shit. So yeah, that's my review for the Jinhao 80. It is a 5. Take of that what you may. Tell me if you have owned this or if you're already ordering it. And if you don't like this, let me know why. And if you do, I guess agree with me. Put a thumbs up if you like, and subscribe if you want to know. I don't know how often these videos are going to come out. I may review these pens next. Let me know if you'd be interested in a cheap $2 piston filler pen review. I don't think you would be, but hey, who knows. And I'll see you next time.